as we can see down here. She has already used her Druid.
Yeah.
Excuse me, already used her Priest stack there.
Yeah. So it's Druid or Warrior.
It feels like you have to lean towards the Druid a little bit because Warrior can get pressured a lot by this Druid deck.
Yeah, Warrior can beat Druid, but you don't want to pick it against Druid.
And this is where we mentioned that Druid actually fits a really interesting pocket of the metagame because just a couple weeks ago, everyone was bringing Warrior because that's how you shut down the Hunters, as well as some other aggressive decks. So Druid actually is pretty strong, even though it always feels a little lackluster.
Do you guys feel like that was a bad pick for Pizza?
To open Priest?
To open with Priest, do you think that's
definitely not the strongest pick, but at the same time, it could have conveniently worked out because we've seen so many people start with Hunter.
That's a good point. Everyone's been starting Hunter.
If she got caught Hunter off guard, then that's the bazooka to the rock paper scissors game.
That's true. It's a pretty easy climb from there.
It was definitely it was mind games from Pizza, but unfortunately she didn't play the Thought Steal till turn 4. So,
mind games had quite picked up just yet. We actually have a Druid versus
Druid
here,
and it's got Ancient of Wars, which the slower Druid traditionally has a favorite matchup against the faster Druid.
Yeah, she definitely has a good shot here then. But let's see who gets their Excel.
Innervates.
Yeah, Innervates.
Wild Growth.
Hey, Wild Growth on here for a good draw. Player. And this is a pretty heavy starting hand here. A lot of high-cost minions here.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, especially look at this curve.
Curve Crazy Mage.
Interestingly enough, the Wild Growth disrupted a little bit because you can't drop Shade next ramps immediately, but still not bad.
Okay. Still sick 4 and 5 drops.
Yeah.
It's just like
Now it's really tempting to go for that Harvest Golem, but you have 2 5-drops in hand. You actually don't have a turn 3 play.
Yeah, that's going to be a much longer wait to turn any of the 5 drops that you could have used here, and especially
more
with the
5
curve
drops.
that Crazy Mage has.
I think curve is crazy good.
Even though we talked about a slow start being, a slower Druid being maybe stronger here, I think in this case now, seeing how this board is and these hands are turning out, you got to go with Crazy Mage so far.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Well, removing this Harvest Golem feels like something is a priority, but I also really just like pressuring at this point. When the first person that can start sneaking in damage when you have Savage Roar in hand and Druid the Claw, you start counting down 3 turns that you can kill your opponent.
Yeah.
Like if you can get to turn 8 and start doing damage, you win.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't even mind a charge there, but I think Sludge Belcher's totally fine, especially considering Beats is only on 4 mana.
On turn 8, you do have that charge with Druid the Claw plus Savage Roar to kill.
It's a bit unfortunate for Pizza. She just doesn't have, I think also partially due to the fact that she coined out the Golem there, not able to use really any of the cards here. What is she going to hero power and end turn, I guess?
She's forced to. She has nothing else to do.
Yeah, that's rough. Just such a high mana cost hand.
Savage Roar also is viable here because you realize that you're not going to be using this to kill your opponent if you're the slower Druid deck. So it's just removal at this stage.
Okay, I can get on board with that.
Right.
Well, let's see what she does here. Looks like she's going to be going for the shapeshift here and just the end turn. So this is a really strong turn 6 here for Crazy Mage. Actually, not turn 6. What do you have? One wild
turn
growth
5.
To turn 5, right? One wild growth here? Okay.
No, it's tricky. It's tricky for sure.
Okay, so.
Well, he's got combo.
Yeah,
so
combo
he just starts
in
pushing
hand.
in damage.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, populate the board and then get that out.
Well, to be fair, there's like a lot of taunts in Beats his hand. So chance.
Well, hold on. If you play Shade next Rammus and then just Savage Roars next turn, like how much damage is that?
Like a million billion?
Yeah, but if you carry the 1, I think we actually have like 18 damage here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's even more than I thought. Does go for that charge, which is even more than that.
We have the Sunwalker here, but it's still not turn 6.
No.
It's getting pretty bad, but there is a Sludge Belcher in hand. We can finally start using those 5 drops.
Problem is,
if we get the
Sludge Belcher is easily bullied here, just because Druid hero power is actually pretty decent.
We also have the Sunwalker and then the Ancient of War after that.
Oh, wait.
So that's something else that could happen here for each turn.
How much damage is this if you Savage Roar and remove?
It's 5, 8. It's not really. I don't think you Savage Roar this turn.
That's 14 damage that you can do right now. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty close.
Yeah, and then with swipe as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
the next turn.
you savage
this
roar
is-
and swipe.
This,
Yeah.
I think, is the moment you want to savage
Oh,
roar here.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Even though you don't kill him, you'll get him the next turn anyways.
Sure. Oh, yeah, 16 points of damage. Excuse me.
Oh,
So close.
Wow.
Well-
Okay, well, this is a win no matter what.
it's a lot of
from here.
damage.
That's going to be really tough to
That's
stop.
that's hard one to come
Yeah.
back from
And
for
with
sure.
Shade of Naxxramas out here
She
as well,
needs,
how
she
are you
needs
going to get rid of that?
like, the only combination of cards that can get you out of this is Starfall into Innervate Wrath.
But
Wow.
then still, she doesn't have enough life to live through the next turn. with
Oh,
just
you're
the-
right.
with just
The
that
force of
card.
nature.
You also need to be able to like
Wow.
double innervate. Like
That is
it
brutal.
has to be an arena game with gadgets-ons involved.
Crazy mage.
Yeah.
Crazy
More-
mage.
Crazy druid.
Yeah.
Crazy
Crazy
druid.
game right there. Crazy casting too, guys. You guys are fantastic. You know,
You two are Tosis.
He had a pretty great draw there, that game, really. You know, he top decked that Wild Growth and just nailed his drops, put the pressure on, drew into the combo, and from there, there was too much damage with just the clunky hand, unfortunately, that Beatsa had.
Yeah, and you didn't even need Wild Growth because if he hero powered, even on turn 2, he had turn 3 to 6, still padded pretty well.
I think a lot of that came down to that coining out the Golem early, and you just didn't have any
It
options from
was
there.
definitely a speed bump.
Yeah.
For sure.
A
It
big
seemed.
hiccup.
The thing is, sometimes when you're skateboarding down the street, you see a speed bump and you think it's a ramp, but it's a speed bump, not a ramp.
Whoa, that
Wow.
was like so many layers of jokes because it was against a ramp druid. Like, I don't even understand how to process the humor. Like, it's starting to come in. I'm laughing delayed.
I'm still going to be processing that after
That's right.
we're done here.
We're going to have to start putting a
That
joke
joke's
limit
like
on you.
American
Coming up-
cheese, man.
Coming up next, we're going to have Sweden versus the Netherlands. It's going to be our final best of 3 here.
I
For the
believe
day?
so.
For
yeah,
today.
I think
and
so.
then we're
So
going to be
soon.
continuing this tomorrow. This is going to be a 4-day event, so stay tuned
Yeah.
all week. It's going to
Indeed.
be nonstop action with Frode and Tasis and Artosis. And I guess we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so stay tuned. We'll be bringing you some more Hearthstone action here at IeSF.